Hello. Hi, everyone. So, how is everybody tonight? So, we thought we'd have some fun tonight. So, I have with me, as you can see, Rob Falgiano from the YouTube channel, Rob Falgiano. But Rob is he's a musician, he's a writer. The last time he was on the channel was to talk about his book. And remind me the title of your book, Rob. It just went out of my head.
Oh, that's okay. It's called God Laughs at Dirty Jokes.
That's right. Okay. So I've read it, but you also have read it on your channel, right? So people can go back and hear the chapters.
Yeah, the whole thing is on there in I think 24 sections.
Okay. And just to make sure you guys can hear us okay, just give us like a thumbs up or a hey or a hi, or we can hear you. And we'll get started. So we're going to talk about dreams, not like dreams like what do you want to be when you grow up kind of dreams, but dreams we have in our nighttime head, our nighttime dreams. And Rob, okay, volume's good. Everyone's saying yeah. Okay, so Rob, you have weird dreams. Yes, I hate to tell you.
Yeah, that's the best way to put it. It's completely accurate.
Okay.
It's not insulting at all. I have very weird dreams. I have very detailed dreams. Sometimes they're a little predictive. Oftentimes they're cosmic, like I'm out in the universe somewhere. Other times they're just kooky, but there's a lot of details. And as I mentioned to you when we were getting ready, I had a psychic a number of years ago who said dreams are your thing. Like you have your dream life is like a big part of your psychic connection.
Right. Well, and that's what I wanted to ask you about. Was this on your channel? You talk about your dreams every not all the time, but every so often when you have a weird dream. But tell everybody about the dream you had, and then we can all try to help you.
Yeah, please help me.
Because I did have some thoughts about it, and but I wanted to share it with you, and I'm sure. And then we want to get into people in the chat. We want to get into your dreams as well. So go ahead, Rob. Tell us about the dream that you had, the cosmic one.
The conflict.
Yes, the conflict.
The cosmic conflict. Okay. Yeah, that was really, really surreal. And there is a video about it on my channel that's probably going to be maybe a little more detailed or better than how I explain it now. But the gist of it was that I was watching two like kind of super powerful cosmic entities in conflict. But the weird part about it was I didn't really see them directly. Like they didn't have like an obvious physical form. I didn't really see them at all, but I saw kind of like their effect. And what I mean by that is, well, first of all, at first I wondered if one was good and one was bad, but it felt as the dream went on that really neither one was good or bad. One was maybe slightly more good than the other, but that wasn't really a meaningful distinction. But they were basically cosmic entities, and what they did was they were on Earth, and it began by them literally absorbing human beings into themselves to wage war upon each other. So I'm watching these piles grow in front of me that are like an energy mass that's made up of humans that are just getting absorbed into them. And they grow like towers or almost like science fiction monsters with big fists, but they're sort of like their shapes are sort of nebulous and ever changing as they continue to absorb more. And what ends up happening is their conflict is such a stalemate that they end up essentially absorbing everything on the planet for their conflict. They consume the world and they essentially destroy the world. And then it goes into, and then like my point of view was deep space. And I'm watching them and they're still in conflict and they're still consuming. Now they're consuming the universe. Like stars are going out. It's getting darker. like it's kind of like the end of everything, which is really not a super cheerful, dream to start with. But the strange, I mean, among the strange aspects of it was that as they're continuing to fight, like they know they're at a stalemate, but they're so determined to beat best each other that what happens to the universe is basically irrelevant to them. And like I'm literally watching like the universe go to fade to black. And in the dream, it's very visceral to me. It's very strong. And like I'm feeling like there's nothing here. There's nothing left. It's like, and one of the weird predictions about the end of the universe is that like maybe someday, like, trillions and trillions of years, all the stars could burn out. Like that literally the end of the universe could be an empty universe once every star has extinguished. So it was kind of like that. And like even in the last moments of their conflict, I'm seeing these little sparks in darkness, but they're just the last gasps of the fight.
Right.
And the very last gesture of the fight is one, like, and then it's all darkness, and then like I'm waiting, and then poof, poof, these little light flashes, like little fireworks. And the very last expression was like the slightly more good version being seemed to defeat the other by this much. And he put up a little sideways smiley face in deep space that was just light, and then it faded out, and that was it.
I mean, that is
weird.
So what's interesting to me, and so this is what I wanted to talk about this dream, because what's interesting to me is that you're the observer. You're not running for your life. You're not in it, really. You're just observing from afar.
That's right. And at different points, it seemed like I was watching it as a movie, like it was on a movie screen.
Okay.
And I was in the audience, and then it seemed like it was reality. And I've heard this before, where people say they'll have visions where they appear as if they're like on movie screens.
Right.
And I've had dreams where, I've had other dreams like
go ahead.
Movie screen.
Thank you, Judy. Thank you, Judy. So in the dream, in the dream or when you wake up, are you panicked? Or is there panic? Or are you just like, well, that was weird? Or are you?
With this particular one, I was weirded out. Yes.
Yeah.
Because this was 2 Mondays ago. It was, I believe it was the week that we all kind of discovered that COVID was not going to go away. Like that the vaccines, though effective, are not going to be the catch-all that maybe we were hoping they would be.
Thank you, Dana, for super sticker.
So, and it's weird because when I watched one of Marianne from Revealing Lights videos that same day, she was picking up on a heaviness, and it felt to me like a collective heaviness. And that feeling from the dream really stayed with me for like 3 days until it went away. And that's kind of unusual, that heaviness to stay, because a lot of times I'll just go, it's just a dream, let it go.
Right.
And I put it away, and I don't attribute it as a sign. I certainly don't want anyone to think that I think that the universe is coming to an end, or the planet. I think it is even possible maybe a little prankster energy could have come in and dropped a little nugget on me, because when I've tried lucid dreams a few times, they always end up going very wrong. So my dream life is kind of comical, even when it's tragic. Does that answer the question?
It does, because I just found it interesting. Yeah, but also, we were going to talk a little bit about visitation dreams, but one of the things about because I get a lot of visitation dreams. I don't have dreams like yours. I don't have epic, amazing dreams like that. But I do have a lot of visitation dreams. A lot of dead people come to me, and relatives and famous people
Yeah.
and stuff come to me in my dreams. But I know it's a visitation dream because, like what you were just saying, that it doesn't fade after, because usually dreams kind of fade as over the next couple of days. When it's a visitation, it's as though it's a memory now. It's not like a dream. It's actually a memory. And so that's
wow.
interesting, though, that you said that. So to me, that makes me think that you're right. It's probably not exactly, it's not the universe will be destroyed, but I do think it's a message dream to you. I do think there's something in it that's a message. Thank you, Sue.
I think,
dreams
yeah,
and
it could speak
right,
to
go ahead.
the conflict that we're in. I won't go too far down a rabbit hole unless you want me to, but like I've had dreams that kind of relate to certain biblical passages too sometimes. And I'm
Uh-huh.
not even, I didn't come up religious, but like
Right.
I came across some passages from Revelations that seem to echo some dreams that I had had. And I do feel that generally we're in like some kind of special time, so to speak, like some kind of maybe an end of a cycle and the beginning of the next cycle. And
Right.
that if truly like the planet's lifting, like we're helping to lift it, then the old heavy forces don't want to give it up without a fight. And that
Right.
might be
Right.
part of what's expressed in there.
Right.
Because I don't get visitation dreams really at all. Not like you get. No, I don't really get those at all.
At all. And you were going to talk about a dream that was the one about Russia. Can you share that one?
Yeah, sure. That was
I
from
had thoughts about that one, and
Tuesday.
I wanted to see if people in the chat had
Okay.
thoughts about it too. So yeah, the one about
Okay.
Russia.
Okay. Are we creeping people out, or how are they? Is everybody okay?
Yeah, and if you hit can you
Okay.
hit the comments? Then you can see the comments if you want.
No, I can't right now. I'm because I went to
Okay.
my phone since we were having trouble
Oh,
with my
okay.
iPad. So
I'll
it
tell
might
you.
be
Yeah,
for
no,
it might be for the
people
best.
are sharing already, so I want to make sure we get to their.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay. It might be for the best that I don't see them right now.
Get rid of Rob.
Yeah.
He's the worst.
Yeah. Exactly. What is up with this
No,
guy?
they're not doing that.
Oh, good. Okay. The Russian dream. I've never dreamed about Russians before, but on Tuesday night, and that's when you wrote me. So I've got my notes here that I sent. I was flying to and from Russia, but I don't know what city. And at the airport, the Russians customs people were all dressed in like almost like traditional folk clothing. And when I thought about it today, it was almost like one guy looked like that character in the Rider-Waite tarot deck, the Five of Swords, where
Uh-huh.
he's got the little conical cap on and he's stealing the swords, like
Yeah.
he's trying to get away with something.
I
And
did
all of
right
the
here.
Russians at the customs were super friendly, super relaxed, and possibly intoxicated.
Mhm.
And they let me through customs, and like they were all friendly and they didn't care at all, and it was super lax. And then I started wondering if that was like an Afghanistan tie-in. Is that where you were going
Yes,
or
that's where I
no?
was going with it too. So I'm
Yeah.
trying to look for the Five of Swords just so people, I'm sure probably everybody here knows what the Five of Swords looks like, but um, yeah, that's what I was thinking as well. Well, I was thinking it was like that. They were kind of celebrating the
Yes.
chaos kind of thing.
Yes.
Um,
Yeah.
is that what you thought too?
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm coming around to. But when
Yeah.
I woke up, I didn't think that at all. It just seemed like completely like just like another one of my random dreams. Like, why are these
Hmm.
Russians hanging out in my dreams? And then you wrote to me about asking about doing a dream video, and so I shared that with you because I was secretly hoping you had some insight. And then you said you did, and then it got me thinking about it too. So yeah,
Yeah.
I think there's a 99% chance that, that there's a Russian aspect to what's going on in Afghanistan right now, sadly.
Yeah, I think you're right. And I think, and somebody just said the Seven of Swords is what you're thinking of. This one?
Oh,
is that the
is
one?
that the 7?
Yeah.
Exactly
Is that the one
right.
you were thinking of?
Yeah.
Okay. So people in the chat, because I don't know all of this. So I don't know all of the cards, but what is the Seven of Swords? What is that one? Or do you know, Rob, what that,
I'm not
what's the meaning
entirely
of that
sure.
one?
I think part of it is theft because he's making off with the swords, but it's also a clumsy attempt because of the way that he's carrying them. And
Right.
it's like kind of a clownish attempt at theft or getting away with something. And that is kind of the tone of my dream. We're clownish. And they were dressed not unlike that. The colors are very similar actually to what they were wearing. And that was something that I noted, that the colors were like so bright, and like, why are the colors so bright? And they weren't the Russian flag colors. They were more like yellows and reds, like the card.
Yeah. Let's see. So I was going to see. Okay. So this is, the Kelly says that often readers see it as the Russia, but also they see it as the Russian card. Isn't that interesting, Rob? That's what it's called, is the Russian card.
That is interesting.
Yeah. But also trying to get away with something. Thanks, Kelly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty interesting.
And someone else said it's sorry. Somebody else said, I can't see where here it is. Sneaking around, getting away with something. So yeah, that's very interesting because it's kind of the same, kind of what I was thinking when you were talking about it. I just thought that just sounds like they're kind of enjoying the chaos a little bit and maybe even have more to do with it than we think. Because that's what I got in the reading too, is that they do have something to do with this. I just don't know how or in what way. I'm sure it will come out eventually, but yeah. Okay.
Yes.
So
and the fact that it's the airport, and the Kabul airport was such so sad and so tragic. But in my airport was like all fun and games. So it was their perspective for sure.
Right. And when did you have that dream?
That was Tuesday night. So now I can't remember which came first, whether the airport scene
it kind of started to unfold on Monday. That was like the horrible day was Monday. But
okay.
But yeah, so am I freezing or are you freezing? Am I freezing?
I don't know. You're okay with me right now. Am I okay on your end?
Yeah, you're fine. Okay.
Okay, good.
So that's interesting. Right. So now, Rob, do you, in your dreams, do you have somebody's asking, what is the significance of vivid or realistic dreams?
What is the significance of vivid dreams?
So I'm hearing I'll just bring people in. It sounds to me, it's like the concentration. Has something to do with the concentration like level of the dreamer. So it has to do more with the dreamer. That at least that's what I'm getting. That it's vivid or realistic. That it has something. It's to do with the dreamer. It's not necessarily. It can be the dream, but they're saying to me that it's the dream. It's the person doing the dreaming. That so like if you have vivid dreams, you might just have. And I know that vivid dreams is a sign of having abilities as well. So because my dreams are they're vivid, but it's usually the reoccurring
That's
dreams are
interesting.
vivid. The visitation dreams are vivid. What's the other kind of dream I have? If I do have a psychic dream, it will be vivid. I'll remember it. Like I said, they become like a memory when I know that there's something different about it. When it sticks with me. So I guess that's the answer. But
Mm-hmm.
okay, let me ask.
Yeah,
Here's a
mine are
question.
super vivid.
Here's a question for you, Rob. Okay. Aspie Third Eye says, does anyone else wake up? Oh, I might be breaking up. Okay. Adam, who's breaking up? Am I breaking up? Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, from my end, it looks like you are, but it could be me.
Okay. Okay. Adam's saying both of us. Okay. So does anyone else wake up in the middle of the dream, decide you didn't like it, go back to sleep and resume and change the dream, like rewriting?
I have some friends who say that they can do that, that they can do lucid dreaming. A friend of mine who's a psychic named Chrissy, and actually she works on missing persons cases, and she'll meditate on an aspect of a missing persons case before she goes to bed, and she gets details in her dreams so she can steer her dreams. I have not been successful at that at all. In fact, it's gone clownishly wrong. Like
you said lucid dreaming is not, and maybe it is, if the texture of it or whatever has to do with the dreamer, maybe I don't know, maybe it isn't something that is for you. I don't know. That's interesting though, that happens.
Or I need to learn how to do it properly. I think it's cool that it's very small on my screen. The person who's asking the question. I think it's great that he or she has that ability to do that. It's very cool.
That is. I remember doing something like that, maybe a couple of, me too. I remember doing something like that a couple of times, but it's so rare. It's not something I can do all the time for sure. But that's amazing. Yeah, if you can do that, that's that's what somebody else is saying. That's lucid dreaming. That's Lane Bryant, Llama Bryant is saying it's lucid dreaming. So this is the other question I want to ask you about, Rob, because of the way that your dreams are so vivid. So New Grandma says, I dream in vivid color. And I had a friend tell me once that no one ever dreams in color. So are your dreams in color, Rob? When you have these epic dreams, are they in color?
Well, good time, because last night's dream had a strong color aspect. I mentioned to you briefly before we came on, I dreamt that I was at my father's old apartment from 35 years ago when my parents first split, and I was feeding a couple of cats, one of which I think was mine, a very bright ultraviolet colored cat food that was almost like a custard, and it had bits of pink in it too, and it reminded me of the crown chakra. So I don't always have color, but when I do have color, it does seem to be very it was almost like the rest of the dream was black and white and popping
right
of the dream. For a while, she always dreamed in color, and she attributed different feelings to the different colors in the dreams that she got. So I think that it varies it seems to vary by person, but it seems to be very meaningful for some people.
So if you so you had when you were thinking about the crown chakra, was that afterwards, or was that during the dream you thought of the crown chakra?
Yes. It was after.
After.
Because it was such a cheerful, goofy dream, and they had it all over their faces, and it was so joyful and bright, and I felt like almost like a welcome light dream after these other darker ones, almost like getting me ready to come and share with and everyone to bring the light side of it to the conversation.
Right. That's interesting. That's really cool. So I wanted to ask if people have, if anyone has recurring dreams, because I have a couple of recurring dreams. Well, one, I know why I was having it, but one, I have recurring dreams where I'm in high school and I'm walking down like the halls of high school, and it almost does feel like an astral travel dream, because it's like I'm there by myself, and I know that our high school is empty right now. I think it's going to be demolished or something into something, but I'm walking down the halls and going to the different, where my lockers used to be and just different things. But I do wonder if I am actually traveling there and walking down the halls, because I'm always by myself, and I'm always, it's just always me in an empty high school. And I went to high school in a small town, and it has a kind of, they always have kind of an eerie feel to them. And I'm always glad when I wake up. I'm always like, oh, I don't like those, but I have them a lot. That's a reoccurring dream I have. And yeah, so, okay. And so Sarah says, I have a reoccurring dream about getting hopelessly lost. That's my other reoccurring dream. Being when I was separated from my daughter, I would have dreams that we were together and like having fun and doing something. And then I would all of a sudden just lose her. She would just be like, and I'd be calling for her and like frantically looking for her. And then, and sometimes she would change ages in the dream. Like she'd be like, we'd be adults, like walking around in a shopping center. And then all of a sudden she'd be like 2 years old, and I couldn't find her, and thinking, oh my gosh, she's 2 years old. She's in this store. They're awful. They were the most awful dreams, but for like a year and a half. And then of course, after we saw her last month or a couple weeks ago, they stopped. I don't know if they'll re-emerge or not, but it started during, Lucienne said that's an anxiety dream. Yeah. And I know someone wrote to us to tell us about the fact that she keeps having dreams about missing an airplane and her kids missing the airplane. And so, Adam, I don't know if you can look up like what airplanes mean, or does somebody know what airplanes mean in dreams? But yeah, they're annoying. Unless they're great recurring dreams, but they're annoying. What's that?
Yeah, it's like I've had airplane dreams too, but I don't have a sense of what they mean. Usually it does seem like something is going wrong or you're going to miss it. It's like some kind of anxiety playing out.
Yeah. Okay. So Adam says, what does he say? When we dream of losing, that's not, let me look at the airplane. Hold on one second. Oh, okay. So losing stuff is out of touch or out of control. That's at least what, in dream interpretation, that's what it is. To see an airplane. There it is. To see an airplane in your dream indicates that you will overcome your obstacles and rise to new levels of prominence and status.
You got me on that one.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't know. I mean, in these dreams, it seems like, and maybe it is I think the ones that we're talking about probably are just anxiety dreams. But yeah, that's what, so do you say you do have reoccurring dreams, Rob, or no?
Oh yeah. Yeah. And actually, I realize I have written in my notes here, I have an airplane dream I can share, if you like to.
Yeah.
I had a dream about being an airplane that went into deep space naturally, because it's always cosmic
Of course.
stuff. And the bottom of the plane was, yeah, of course, the bottom of the plane was transparent, so I could see all of the stars and the darkness. And I saw these little geometric shapes that look like sharp bundles of wire. And I asked someone standing next to me, what are those? And he said that they were time.
Oh, wow. Oh, how weird.
Like observing that make up time, which
Right.
we might discover that someday, because they recently discovered gravity waves, which were only theoretical. They found them from huge black hole collisions. So yeah, maybe someday we'll discover that time is like a particle. Yeah, so that was pretty weird. But recurring dreams too, absolutely. And I always have a recurring dream that I'm in somebody else's body for a day.
Like Freaky Friday?
Exactly like Freaky Friday. I get to be women, other men. I get to have different appearances, different ages. And there's always a scene where I'm looking myself in the mirror and like trying to decide like how I'm going to present myself inside of this other person.
How it reminds me of that. What's the TV show with Sam Beckett? Somebody help me. What's the TV show? Quantum Leap. It reminds me of Quantum Leap.
Yeah, Quantum Leap. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
And when I'm in a woman's body and the hair is long, that's always a trip, because I'm like thinking, I might trim this a little, or
How weird. Oh, your dreams they're crazy, Rob.
Is that pretty weird?
That is pretty weird.
Is that weird? I don't know anything to compare it to. Okay. Do you want to hear another?
So Lucian said Freud said that in every dream there is a wish. I like that. Although I don't wish to go to high school again. Trust me, I don't.
That's interesting. Yeah.
Okay. Has anyone else dreamed of being somebody else?
That's very interesting.
That is. So hit another one, Rob. What's the next one? What's your next dream?
Oh, another dream. All right, let me try to find a good one here. Let's see. I had a dream recently that I was on a beach, and the weather, it was starting to rain on the beach, and an older man came by like in his bathing suit, and he was holding a mechanical device, and he told us that, oh, don't worry about the rain, I'll just change it. And he had he used his machine to change the weather. And I'm looking at the notes. So then the scene changed back to sunny skies. But what I realized was that we were actually in kind of like a holographic environment. We were in like a weather simulation the entire time, because I could see the curved outline of like the bubble of the sky. So I thought I was on a real beach, but then it was actually a hologram.
So and there was an enormous that's something I feel like that is something that maybe could be in the future or something. You know what I mean? That's like a futuristic. Yeah.
I do have tech dreams too. I have a lot of dreams where these are more on the creepy side, but I have dreams of like invasive technologies that that basically try to take over. But I think that's just because I watch too much Star Trek.
Yeah, someone said the holodeck. The holodeck. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, Adam, put your thing up there. Sorry about that. Please ask Rob, does he work to remember his dreams, or is this all natural? And are there techniques to improve dream recall?
Oh, wow. I don't work at it at all. And like I mentioned before, the lucid dreaming attempts have not gone well. So I just let them roll. And they come and go. Like sometimes I'll be dreaming intensely for a few days at a time, and then it could be weeks or even months, and there's nothing going on. And sometimes the dreams are predictive, and sometimes, like I did dream about a huge disaster 2 days before 9/11. I dreamt about a huge suspension bridge collapsing,
Right.
and I was beneath it, and I was paralyzed and couldn't move. But then on the lighter side, I'm looking at my notes. I had a dream a couple winters ago that I was driving a brand new car, and then the next day my old truck died in real life.
Oh,
So
warning.
I had to buy a new car.
Oh, geez.
Morning. So I dreamt the acquisition of the new car a day in advance of my truck dying.
Oh my gosh.
So that's
Oh, that's
semi-predictive,
awesome.
but it's not always like that. So
Right.
unfortunately, I don't have any tips on it. I think when I met the psychic who said, "Oh, dreams are your thing," like as a psychic or whatever, she mentioned, I think I mentioned this when we were off camera, that she said, for me, she said, it's like you have two brains going when you sleep. You have your unconscious mind, which is all over the place, your little Pisces brain branching out into the universe. And then your conscious mind is track of the dreams. So if you find that you're a very analytical person, but also a dreamer at heart, then I would think maybe you might have more of an aptitude to remember your dreams. Be my completely uninformed guess, because I overthink many things, and I think the fact that my brain is so analytical, but yet also so enamored by creativity that it will kind of watches itself do its thing.
Right.
And I do have this weird sense that somehow dreams, I don't want to say that dreams are as real as this reality, but I just have this funny feeling like there is kind of a dream soup from which some things emerge. I don't know if that has to do with the create. Sometimes about the nature of God and wonder if God was just sort of dreaming us up, almost like in an unconscious state. I don't know. I have strange thoughts like that that are hard to explain.
No, I love it. And it also, that to me too, that shows, to me, that's also the writer part of you as well, because I think that it's such a writer thing. What you just said, to me, it strikes very much of like somebody that is in touch with that kind of what ifness, that writers always have, that ability to do that. Okay, what is this?
Thank you.
Let me see what this is real quick. Thomas Edison knew knowledge was available in alpha stage, so kept a cot at his office and took cat naps, focusing on desired resolution. You know what? It's so weird, and I don't know where I saw this recently, but that's the other thing I was going to say, Rob, about your dreams, is that there was I think it's in a Dolores Cannon, one of her videos. She talks about, she asked one of her, for those of you who don't know, Dolores Cannon, she does the hypnosis for past life regression and even further back, and would get information, but get it that way. But she was asking, how does scientific information come in? Does that come in from the spirit realm? How can is that
Yes.
where it comes from, or does it come just from people? And the patient said no, it comes from the spirit realm, and they just kind of throw it out there, and people that have those kinds of minds will pick it up, and they will dream it, or it will come to them in like whoa, just like an epiphany, like an idea
Yeah.
or a realization. But it's those kinds of minds
Yeah.
that pick it up, and so I'm wondering if that's part of it too, that maybe you're picking up stuff that, I don't know, that it maybe a scientific mind would
Is
make, like,
floating
do something else with it or something. I don't know. But it did remind me of that a little bit.
I think you're right on. I think you're right on target. Yeah, I think absolutely. And I don't know why, but I had this thought this afternoon that what's amazing about reality is that all of the physical laws that run the universe are there to be discovered. But if let's assume there's a creator, because I do believe that there's a creator. If the creator had wanted to, the creator could have hidden all of this information. We didn't have to like discover that there's atoms at a microscopic level that make up all matter, or that gravity is a constant through the known universe, or electromagnetism can be measured. Like all these things that used to seem like magic to people a few hundred years ago are all measurable. And so
Right.
like God lets us see the matrix behind the 3D facade,
Right.
and we intuit some of it via, I think via spirit, via dreams, via connection with say our spirit guides. I think that's a big part of writing for me. I supposedly have a spirit guide who writes with me, and it feels like an elevated state of consciousness, and so do some dreams, and that's when you feel like you're more connected to the big thing.
Right. So someone's asking about flying dreams, and I know that you have. I mean, do you have flying dreams? Because I mean, you must have, if you are like in
I'm
space all the
flying.
time.
Oh, definitely. Usually just floating about at the level of the telephone wires, so I get a really good view. But I
Right.
float in outer space too. Yeah, I
And
remember once following
yeah.
these it was like I could see the Earth's magnetic field, and I was flying along the curves of the magnetic field, but I could see it as visible lines, which we wonder if migratory birds can perceive the gravitational field that way, whether they can actually see it, because they follow it so precisely.
Right. And then in common dream, similar flying. Flying dream is an enjoyable experience, symbolizing a happy expression of personal fulfillment and elation. The dream symbolizes a sign of hope and opportunities. And it's interesting because I don't have. I have had flying dreams, but they are rare. I almost never do. But I also think that the dreams that you have would scare me. And so I wonder, if it's if it's some kind of allowing that takes place as well, because you don't seem to be scared of this stuff. It just seems you find it fun and kind of exciting, and you're looking at the magnetic field, and you're looking at, you know what I mean? It's like you have a very different I do when I do this, I allow. That's how I do it, is I allow it to come in, and I'm not afraid. There's nothing, no fear, nothing. But the kind of stuff that you experience in your dream, that would scare me. And so I wonder if it is partly that too, if you're kind of what you allow is what you can have, yeah.
I think that's an awesome insight. I think you're really onto something there, where they don't. Yeah, I just No, they don't bother me at all. And I do find a lot of
Right.
it fascinating. The only one that really kind of stuck with me a little was that more recent one we started with. But even that started to break up after days, and like I could feel the energy change, and it seemed like the energy in the collective shifted too. And I was trying to figure out if I was just becoming a little more sensitive to that, because I'm wondering about my next steps, as someone who's not as psychically sort of enabled as yourself. Like I get head bobbing and I get the presence of visitors, but I don't get a breakthrough. And I think I may sometime in the next couple of years I may take up some additional study. I'm like I'm kind of trying to like have as much the natural experience of it as possible, allowing that up. But yeah, they're part of it, and yes, allowing it. I agree with you. There's no fear there, and maybe some of your stuff that you get might scare me, at
Well, that's what I'm
least without
wondering if
training.
that is what it is, that it does have to do with fear because and then maybe it is because in that dream state you're aware that it's pretend or it's a dream, so it's all okay. And maybe what I'm doing
Yeah.
is it's like, oh, this is real, and so it's kind of scary. So I mean, is that what you mean by that?
Um, I'm not sure. I just, yeah, I am able to kind of separate from it after I wake up. And I think I'm just so amazed sometimes at how weird they are.
Yeah.
Um, that makes me laugh. I think some of the dreams are meant to be amusing. Like I had a dream that my mom was running around, cutting up low flying clouds with a chainsaw. And then the next thing that happened was there were spirits walking by. They were clouds too. She started chopping their heads off. They were just cloud forms, and they like just fell behind their bodies. And then they just started laughing too, like because it didn't hurt them.
Right, right. Oh my
What is
gosh,
that?
that's a cute
That's
dream.
very,
That's a really cute dream.
yeah, it's like cute, weird. And I can kind of
It
see
is
my
cute and
mom with a
weird.
chainsaw, you know? Yeah, it's cute, weird. My mom,
It
I
is
could
cute.
see my mom wielding a chainsaw and chopping up clouds. So, yeah, I think some of it is meant to be like meant to be light and meant to be joyful and silly.
Right, right.
I mean, there's a lot of silly in my book. I had a dream one night about all these flying pizzas, like just pizzas everywhere. I was like, what is going on? And then the next day, I had a gig with my band at this venue here in Buffalo, and all the people were ordering pizzas. So they were communicating
Oh,
almost like they were
weird.
flying. So it was just a day ahead, you know?
Yeah,
And
that
it,
is like
but I had no idea.
how interesting. Oh, that's
What
funny.
is
I'm
it?
surprised I don't dream about pizza more, to be honest, because I love pizza. But so Connie Brown's
Yeah.
so and I think we have a little bit of a time delay. And that's what's happening, Rob. So it's okay. But just so you're aware.
Yeah, I'm
Um,
sorry.
no, it's okay. It's not your fault. It's
Yeah, I
time.
kind of figured it
Um,
out.
what if I dreamed? Connie Brown is asking, what if I dreamed of a place and then I worked at that place years later? So it's psychic dreams. Do you have psychic dreams? I mean, that's kind of a psychic dream, like a day ahead.
Mm,
That's still a psychic dream.
yes. Yeah. Yeah. That's that is a psychic dream. I mean, she got a glimpse of the future in her dream, which is pretty awesome.
Right.
Yeah, my truck dying the night that I'm driving a new car, and my dream was kind of my trying to think if there are any others that are like that. Um, Nothing else is coming to mind right off the top of my head, but definitely believe that's possible. And isn't it so strange that that means that the future is out there? I mean,
Yeah.
that those
Tell me about
possibilities are
it.
basically they're kind of coming down the
It
track.
is.
Yeah,
That's
like
right.
we
Well, and
have
I
free
think
will to operate. but
Exactly.
it's contradictory because it's already going to happen.
Well, and I think it's,
Sorry to talk
you
over
know,
you there.
it's a probability, right? It's a most probability, because let me tell you about this dream, because it was a psychic dream for sure. But I had this dream where I had an engagement ring that it was like it was a sapphire. I mean, I still have a sapphire ring, but it was a different ring. My engagement ring with my husband, but I've lost it, or I lost the stone. So anyway, it's a whole story. But when I got it, it was a sapphire, and it was a very unusual engagement ring. And I had this dream because and at the time I was working for reals in a bridal salon. And so I had this dream that this woman came in to try on a wedding dress, and we had the exact same ring. And I said, "Oh my gosh, we had the exact same ring. I've never seen anyone with this ring before." And she flipped out. She said, "This is supposed to be one of a kind. I can't believe it. This is horrible, da da da." Anyway, about a day or two later, a girl came in to try on wedding dresses. We had the same ring. And in reality, I remember the dream, and I didn't say anything. I didn't say, like, we have the same ring. I didn't say anything. So it was like a controlled, like I controlled I controlled the future. I saw the future and I controlled it. So isn't that weird though? That's one of my weirdest things that's ever happened to me with dreams. But
yeah.
Anyway, that's that. I just wanted to see what people are saying. Oh, everyone. Okay.
Mother had too.
What's that?
Yeah, let's see.
Okay. The internet was addictive. Yes. Somebody's asking, a little Sparrow Tarot is asking, do some or all of us leave our bodies while we sleep? I am not sure about that one. I think maybe sometimes. Like I said, the high school one, I think I'm leaving my body and going to that school. Yeah. That's what I think. What do you think, Rom?
Yeah, I agree. I think for sure we leave our bodies sometimes. Because one of again before we started, deep so far away that parts of the universe, and it reminded me of one of your NDE interviews.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, I felt like when I woke up, I felt like, oh my gosh, I came from so far away. Like I had the sensation of being away. So yeah,
right.
I do think for sure sometimes that's just that's not a psychic intuition on my part. It's just a normal intuition.
Right. Yeah. I think that, I just think that we must sometimes. And because when I have my visitation dreams, it always feels like we're in a neutral place. It doesn't feel like they come to me in my house. It feels like we're meeting in a neutral space of some kind. And that's where we're meeting. And as far as those go, I always know that they are visitation dreams, because usually I get very emotional in the dream, but they're not. They're just happy and totally fine. They're just like no big deal. Like I went into the next room. They're just like, what are you reacting this way? Of course I'm here. Of course, why would I be here? Almost every time I'm the one that's emotional. They're not emotional. They're fine. And the other thing is we're usually in like a neutral place. And the other thing is that it doesn't leave me. It stays with me. It's like a memory. It doesn't fade like a dream. It becomes part of my memory bank. So I know that that's a visitation. The only exception, as far as like coming into my house, the only exception to that was my dog, so Ricky. Cool. That's the only one that came to me. We didn't meet in a neutral place. It was my dog Ricky came to meet me in the house where he usually was. So animals, yes, animals too.
Got it.
So have you ever had a visitation
Oh yeah,
dream?
I've had animal dreams too. Oh, you know what? Now that I think about it, I think I have dreamt about one of my cats that
Okay.
passed a few years ago. He popped up in my dreams a few times. Yeah,
Yeah.
and actually, it
Normal ones.
happened the other day. I was if you follow my channel, I talk about we have a neighborhood squirrel named Ellie who will come and sit on your lap and take peanuts, and everybody in the neighborhood loves her.
Oh,
And
cute.
I had a dream of her like flying through my screen window, like she was moving in, like, and she landed on the lamp in front of me, and it was almost like a vision. And then I woke up and I was like, oh my gosh, like I thought she was really in the room. And then I dreamt, and I dreamt about my two cats being together in the corner of the room, whereas only one of them is still.
Oh, cute.
So yeah, I think he was.
Yeah,
I think Mike was here.
Yeah, animal dreams stuff. Yeah, yeah. Those animals, I swear they come to us one way or another. Okay, let's see. Oh, here's one. Here's a political one, real quick. What about I keep dreaming about meeting Rachel Maddow in random areas, such as like we live in the same apartment, or I'm visiting her house. I think that's probably too much MSNBC, probably. Although I have had, so I have had visitations from famous people. One of them I shared on the channel was the one I had about the Koch brother, David Koch. Have you heard this one, Rob? Okay, so yeah, for those of you who don't know, I had a dream where I was coming around a corner and going into like a hotel lobby, and there was a guy, young, handsome guy with his hair slicked, and he looked kind of like he was out of the 50s or 40s or something. He had a tuxedo on, very dressed up, and he said that he needed to get a message to his brother, and that the message was that we forgot why we came, and that was the message, that the money doesn't matter. That was it. Money doesn't matter, and we forgot why we came. That's what it was. And yeah, and I knew it was a visitation dream, but I couldn't. I was thinking, who is this guy? And then I realized it was David Koch. So that's who it was. And they forgot why they came. So there's the message. So I delivered it. But yeah. So
that is amazing.
Let's see. Yeah, it was a very weird dream. It was one that I did share out on the channel, because I'm like, that's just too weird. So I know celebrities can come to you in dreams, and maybe you're having a something with Rachel Maddow. Maybe you'll meet one day. Yeah, Llama Bryant says, I remember that video. Yeah, unfortunately, the money did matter to them. I know. That's okay. Okay, what is this? The bed shaking? Wait, let me see what this is. Can somebody put up the thing about what is the bed shaking one? I'm just seeing the response to it, but it says, I've had that too, the bed shaking thing. I thought it was an earthquake, but then I later find out it wasn't. I don't have that. I've had the falling ones where you feel like you're falling and then you jolt awake. I've had those before. But what's the bed shaking one? What is that? I'm sorry, I missed the first part of that one. Did you see it, Adam? If you can find it, I don't know what that was.
The bed.
I guess the bed physically feeling like what happens when you feel the bed physically shaking when you're in between asleep and awake. I've never had that before.
Oh,
Because I
have not experienced that. No, that sounds like an outside visitor, doesn't it?
it does. Well, I don't want to scare anybody, but it could just be.
Yeah, no. Might be time
It could
for
be a play on. It could be a play on like that falling dream, like when you feel like you're falling and then you kind of jolt awake. Maybe it's something like that, where it's your body like adjusting or something, or I don't know. I don't even know why you have those dreams when you jolt awake. I don't know why you have those. Do you know why you have those, Rob?
I'm stumped on that one. Yeah.
Okay. I don't either. I don't know. We're not experts.
Sorry.
Yeah, we're not experts. Rob has weird dreams and I have visitation and recurring dreams, and that's all we have to offer. We're trying to figure it out too. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, wait.
I have no answers for anybody.
Yeah, no answers. Okay. I had that bed and me shaking, thought it was an earthquake. When 2 days later, there was one in Turkey, was not near me at all. So you think that the shaking could be,
Oh.
I think she's saying that the shaking could, or I'm sorry, Ron, I know you, Ron, that it could be a type of psychic dream, I guess, the shaking. Earthquake means earthquake. Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
That could be.
Yeah.
It could be.
That makes a lot of sense, and it does remind me that I had a dream. Was it about, this is a sad comment, but there's been so many natural disasters that I'm having trouble keeping track of them anymore.
Oh, no.
But
I know.
was the Bahamas flooded a few years ago? And I had a dream about like a tsunami around the same time that one of those disasters happened. I didn't really think it was that noteworthy, just because it's almost like they're going to happen it seems like they're going to happen so frequently that if we dream them,
right,
of course, which is a sad thing to say.
But it's where we, it is where we are.
A predictive one. Wrong.
So here's this one. Let's see. I used to have a recurring dream that I was wandering around a mansion. One day I was on a trip and drove by the house. I recognized it as the one in my dream. I never have those dreams. Oh, how scary. I mean, not scary, but I saw a night gallery that was like that, and I didn't like it. I think Adam knows the one I'm talking about, where she keeps going to the same house, and it turns out she's a ghost. So that's interesting.
Oh, no. Well, I don't.
Well, we could have a whole other show about just scary shows. But go ahead, Rob. I'm sorry.
Oh, no, that's pretty trippy. That's an amazing dream. I mean, to dream of an actual place that you then see it's very, very strange and very connective. Yeah.
Yeah.
As to the whys, it's hard to say.
Okay, so what does it mean when your teeth are loose and are falling? Oh, that is the other reoccurring one I have all the time. Audrey, thank you. What does it mean? Does somebody know what it means when you have dreams about your teeth falling out? I have that all the time. Besides go see a dentist, what else does it mean?
I've had it. Yeah.
What is it?
That's like a kind of, like, I don't know, fear of loss of some kind, fear of embarrassment.
Yeah. Okay, this person says, oh wait, this is me. This is Adam.
It is that
What is it?
people have.
Oh, sorry. Sorry, Adam, I lost it. Where did it go? There it is. One theory is that the dreams about your teeth reflect your anxieties about your appearance. Ooh, and how others perceive you. Your teeth help to convey an image of attractiveness and play an important role in the game of flirtation, whether it is flashing those pearly whites, kissing or necking. Thus, such dreams may stem from, sorry, I don't have my glasses on, I can't, it's so small, from a fear of rejection, feeling unattractive, feeling sexually undesirable, or from growing older. Oh, shut up, Adam. None of those things are true. Stop. Okay. I
All of
think
those things
that,
are true.
I mean, all of the, I mean, that absolutely could be true, but I think the one that resonates with me is the one that somebody said about teeth, that you worry about what you say. I think that resonates with me for some reason. You worry about your words, how they're coming across, how, and I think, but I've always had them. I've had them since I was little. Okay, so Adam is going to go on. When your teeth are missing, you may also have a harder time talking or enunciating your words.
Okay.
Thus, your falling teeth dream may be highlighting some communication issues. See, that does resonate with me, for me personally, a little bit more. But that's because I know how I am, and I know that I never want to offend anyone, especially in this arena as well. I'm very careful about how I word things and what I say, because it's important. You know, you want to make sure you express things in the way you mean them, and not for people to leave it up for, you know, interpretation. So, dreaming that your teeth are falling out.
Yeah.
Or rotting.
You're very thoughtful that way.
Well, thank you, Rob. I try to be, but you know, you try to be. That's all you can do, right?
You're welcome.
Embarrassment for me, yeah.
May I share another dream? I know I'm on
Please
a time
do.
here.
Go right ahead.
Okay. Here's a metaphysical one. Okay. I had a dream a few years ago, checking my notes here, that someone showed me the existence of other dimensions. This unknown person in the dream told me that all living beings are connected through the dimensions by invisible strings. And he held up his arm and he showed me the line between the two of us. And he said, tug on anyone's string at a distance, they'll feel it, especially if their mind is open and clear.
Oh, wow. These are deep dreams, Rob. What in the world? And that too sounds like it sounds like they're giving you information. It really does. And I bet Adam probably knows what I'm going to say, but so last night I was sitting in this chair back here, and I always end my day with, like, you know, thank you for helping me. Thanks for my, you know, my spirit guides. And I'll have like an orb, you know, fest that you've probably seen. If you've seen my channel, you've probably seen orb stuff that I've put on the channel before. Anyway, last night I was sitting here and I kind of, and I've been thinking of putting it on the channel because it was so strange and so unusual. So you guys let me know if you want to see it, and I'll put it up on the channel. But it was, I was sitting back here, and I remember I put my hand up and I was like, oh, I'm feeling so disconnected. And out of the ceiling came down a the only way I can describe it, at least in the dark, it was like a glowing silver, long piece of string, and it floated over the bed and down and into the floor.
Ooh.
Do you guys want to see that?
Whoa.
I'll put it on the channel. But when I thought about it more, I thought, I wonder if it was a joke, kind of like, you feel disconnected, here's some rope or here's some string, you know, that kind of thing. Because it was so strangely timed. So yeah, I'll put it on the channel, but you see it come right out of the corner of the ceiling, come right in front of my feet and land, like go into the floor. And you can see me go like this and kind of lean forward and look down, because I just thought, what did I just see? It was almost like I couldn't believe my eyes, but it was like a glowing silver stringy thing, and it just went right into the floor. I'm not kidding, Melissa. That's what happened.
That's amazing.
Isn't that weird?
I'll put it,
but it's on my. Go ahead. What's that?
I was saying that's amazing. We have to see that, and I think that is. I've heard of silver and gold lines as running through the length of our bodies, like our line to God. I've heard described by Reiki practitioners too, that they see people as silver and gold like shapes, you know, like that energy line that might be the line up of your chakras, and the line comes out of your head and it goes back to source. And then if you think about it, why wouldn't everybody be connected by those strings? And that's the same way that quantum physics works. Like everything is supposed to be connected, like all the galaxies in the universe are supposed to be connected by dark matter strings, almost like a big brain. It's quite strange.
Right. Have you ever heard that? So Edgar Cayce, when he would do, Edgar Cayce, the psychic, the sleeping prophet, the psychic, when he would do he would lay down, to do his readings, like he would go into a trance, like a meditative trance, but he would be like he was asleep. And one time a person, I can't remember who it was. I feel like it was someone famous, like a doctor, as he was doing a reading, walked up to him and went like this over his body, and it cut the communication. It was like there was something there that was like a cord or like a line, something like that. And he went like that right over him, and it just cut it like that. Isn't that weird? Have you guys ever heard that before? That was, I don't know. I read a book, and I remember that part of it. When you said the cord, that's what it reminded me of. So yeah, Edgar Cayce. Well, you guys, this has been so much fun.
That makes perfect sense to me.
Does it? Yeah, me too. You guys, this has been so much fun. We've been on over an hour, but I mean, I could talk all night because there's so many things to talk about, but we'll have to do this again. Let me know if you guys enjoyed this. I have loved this. Rob, thank you so much for doing this. And yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so sorry about the tech issues. I don't know what the problem is. I've not had it before, but I feel very bad about it. So apologies to everyone for the time delay on my end.
Well, and with your connection to space and time, you should be figuring this out.
Super interesting.
Don't worry. Don't worry at all. It's totally fine. It can't be helped. Can't be helped. Can't be helped.
I was trying to make it.
No worries. Yeah, it could be the video speed. That could be it too. All right, guys.
Thank you so much for having me, Jane.
Thank you, Rob. Thank you so much. Thank you for doing this. And thanks, you guys. And I think tomorrow night I'm going to be doing a celebrity thing with contacting celebrities with Debbie on her channel on Freebird Spirit. Please go to Rob. Your channel is just called Rob Falgiano, right? Is that what it's called? It is. I know it is. So I'm just going to say it is. So Rob's channel is called Rob Falgiano. I think you can see his name there. And please go visit him and check out his channel. And yes, I'm frozen. I'm frozen. Adam, am I frozen or is he frozen? Are we both frozen? No, Rob is. Okay. All right, guys. I will talk to you soon. Rob's frozen. Although he looks very, very happy being frozen. So we'll just leave it there. But thanks, you guys, for hanging out with us. And we will catch you again another time. But thanks so much for you guys. This was a nice break from all the craziness out there. And I will name check you now because I want to thank you for coming. And this is what I do. So Lucienne, thank you so, so much. I really appreciate it. Yeah, Debbie tomorrow night. I think that starts at 4:30 Pacific time, so 7:30 Eastern. All right. Donnell, Melissa, I know Linda, Ron, thanks for coming. Connie Brown, Melissa, Melinda, Lucienne, thank you. T-Barb, Lama Bryant, Kevin's Loving Vibration Tarot. I assume that maybe that's a channel. I'll have to check it out. Aquarius Builder by Tisha Jackson. Laura Kidd, Martha, Valdez, Spiritual Seeker, Louisa, Debbie Brady, Your Dreams Coach, Christy Kincaid, Carol Gallagher, Shirley Barcase. If I missed you, I'm sorry. I tried. So I will see you guys again. Thanks again for showing up, and we will see you another time. Bye.